The Life and Sad Ending of George Gaynes. George Gaynes, born George Gaynes, was born on May 3, 1917, in Helsinki, which was the capital of the Grand Duchy of Finland. The Grand Duchy was part of the Russian Empire, which was in a state of collapse at the time of Gaynes's birth. Emperor Nicholas II of Russia had been abdicated by the throne of March 15th, 2 months prior to Gaynes's birth, and the empire was in the process of splintering. His family left the country, and George was primarily raised in France, England, and Switzerland. Neither of his parents were Finnish. His father, Gerrit Gaynes, was a Dutch businessman, and his mother, Aya Grigorievna de Gay, was a Russian artist. George attended college at the vicinity of Lausanne, Switzerland, and graduated in 1937. He then attended a music school in Milan, Italy, for about a year. In 1940, George Gaynes was living in France during the time of the Battle of France in World War II. The battle ended in defeat for the French Third Republic, and a country was occupied by the Nazi Germany. George attempted to flee the occupation authorities by crossing the Pyrenees Mountains into neutral Spain. He was arrested by the Spanish authorities for illegally crossing the border, but was soon released. In 1943, George joined the Royal Netherlands Navy. With the Netherlands under German occupation, the headquarters of the Navy had moved to London in the United Kingdom. George had no previous military experience, but he was noticed for multilingual skills. He fluently spoke Dutch, English, French, Italian, and Russian. He was soon detached from the British Royal Navy to serve as a translator. During his naval service in World War II, George took part in the Allied invasion of Sicily, the Battle of Anzio, and the Italian campaign and the Adriatic campaign. The war ended in 1945, and George was honorably discharged in July of 1946. His highest military rank was that of sergeant. In 1946, George briefly returned to living in France. He was approached by an American theater director with the offer to play a part in a musical. He took the offer and moved to New York City, where he started appearing in Broadway musicals. He applied for American citizenship and officially became a citizen in 1948. From the late 40s to the early 60s, George Gaynes was primarily a theater actor. His roles included various music, dramas, and comedies. One of his better-known roles was that of Harry Higgins in the theatrical version of My Fair Lady, which went on a very successful tour in 1964. In the early 60s, George started appearing as a character actor in various television series. He was also offered a number of film roles. His career unexpectedly took off in the 1980s with a major part in television series Punky Brewster from 1985, and another one in the then-popular film series Police Academy from 1984 to 1994. The Police Academy, 1984, his role was of Commander Eric Lassard, the titular leader of the Academy. He played the role in all 7 films of the series, though he only had a feature part in the 5th film. This was probably his most memorable role and gained him celebrity recognition for the first time. In the 1990s, his career slowed down again, with only a few film appearances. He only played in a single film through the 2000s, You La Croix, in 2003, and then retired. In personal life, Gaynes was married to the stage and television actress and dancer Ellen Ann McLeary from December 20th, 1953. They had 2 children, Matthew Gaynes and Aya Gaynes Falcon Brown. In the last years of his life, he was in very poor health. He suffered from numerous chronic illnesses. Sadly, Gaynes died at his daughter's home in North Bend, Washington, on February 15, 2016, at the age of 98. He was cremated. The ashes were given to his family.